She said, "I've seen my life without you, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I cheated on you. I'm so sorry I lied. I'm so sorry your family hates me." Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, I'm going to do an update, or part 5, to the popular series, Man Outsmarts Cheating Wife, by recording her getting salami. And guys, a quick recap, that's the story about the guy who caught his wife hooking up with her personal trainer in his apartment, in his bed. Y'all recall, as both of them started off overweight. Doctor told him pretty much, if you don't lose weight, you're going to die soon. So he and the wife lost a bunch of weight, and she started getting a lot of attention and validation from guys, particularly this personal trainer. The husband here knows something was going on, confronted her about that, said we're going to different gyms. She, of course, gaslighted him, made him out to be the bad guy, and ultimately discovers all along they're secretly having an affair for 9 months. He sets the stage to get her caught, catches her on video, and kicks her ass to the curb. And it's been a continuous saga about his adventures with getting over her, moving on, how he notified the employer of this personal trainer what happened, got that guy fired, and now this wife, to no surprise, is pretty much begging for mercy, trying to get him to take her back. And the last episode was when he had a panic attack and woke up in the hospital, and guess who was there to take care of him? Her. Trying to win him back. And this is now an update as to what's going on with her and the whole thing here, because this gal is relentless. And this is an example when women may have a certain perception of you, usually if they see you as weak and think that they can get away with anything and you'll always take them back, they don't stop. And right here you're going to see this. So it starts off, or continues. He says, "Finally, I saw my godchildren. My sister-in-law took them to a park and I met them there. The four of us had a great day." This guy loves his nieces and nephews from his wife's side of the family. "Last weekend I met Jane. Jane's the ex. It was pretty much as I expected. Pleading and lots of crying on both sides. Surprisingly, she didn't blame me. She admitted it was all on her. Yeah, because she played that card, didn't work at all. When she snooped on my phone, she saw I had moved from the condo, my Reddit posts, so she knows everything I know, and more important to her, that I'm not dating. Yeah, this chick was snooping on his phone when he was in the hospital, and now she knows he's been posting the stories online. Before the meeting, I had another session with my therapist and discussed my anxiety attack and the talk that I had with Jane. She told me the best way to move is to follow the following steps. Number 1, hit rock bottom. Number 2, identify and take control of your emotions. Number 3, focus on self-improvement. Ding, ding, ding. Number 4, take a break. And number 5, be constructive. Most of you champions told me to keep in check my emotions. I'm sure I'll get angry, sad, anxious. I mustn't let that cloud my words and judgment. I'm also prone to have another anxiety episode. My therapist mentioned some techniques of breathing that really helped me." Good. I'm glad the therapist is being helpful, not filling your head with a bunch of BS like get back with her. And take it day by day, and what he knows about the self-improvement part. That's key. Let's move to last Saturday. I asked Mr. P, the security guard at the complex that notified him when that dude was showing up with his wife, to check to see if she's alone. She came on time, alone, and stunning. New short dress, high heels, that I know she hates but wears them for me. I won't lie, my heart skipped a beat. Do not let her sexy outfit start to make you think about doing something you shouldn't, dude. Women know the trick. They dress sexy, look good, because they know that men's, all of a sudden, this brain will stop doing the thinking, and that brain will then take over. Be careful. She smiled at me when I opened the door, like she was so happy to see me. I remained calm and expressionless. She opened her arms expecting a hug, but I made a sign inviting her to come in. I offered tea. She loves tea, but accepted, and I made myself a coffee. We sat in front of each other, the table in the middle, and I took out my phone and started recording. Very smart to record. You never know what can happen. Now, here's the thing. You're probably wondering, why is he meeting with her? They're getting divorced. He's done with her. Why is he wasting his time? I think the last episode, when she was there because she was his next to kin or the emergency contact list when he was in the hospital, he pretty much caved and said, fine, I'll meet with you to have one last talk so you can say everything you got to say, then we're done. So that's what he's doing here. In my opinion, he shouldn't have done that, but it is what it is. He says, I tried to write word for word and use boxing references, but it's too long and crude, and I gave up. I'll give you a summary of what happened. After some dumb chit-chat, she made me feel awkward again. She told me she read my post and the waterworks began. She said that the Jane who made me suffer, is gone now. She says that the thing called the affair fog is real, and she can't believe what she did to me. The old Jane is gone. Oh, so it's not my fault. It was the bad Jane that did all that. Therefore, you should take me back and forget everything that happened. Bullshit. Then I think your letter has been sugar-coated, she said. As she wrote, is true, but I mentioned I think it is BS that Flirty brainwashed her. Flirty is her female co-worker that talked her into having an affair. She's 10 times smarter than that. At 304, I demanded her to tell me the truth. She went silent, and I raised my voice. No, Jane, you're not allowed to be silent again. I had to breathe because I was getting angry. You have to come clean to me right now. I know more than what you wrote in that letter. He's not letting her pull her BS. Sadly, she admitted she wanted to F Baldy. Baldy's a personal trainer. She admitted she loved the attention she was receiving, and when she saw Baldy devouring her with his eyes, she felt thrilled and aroused. Attention and validation. For you guys that watch me a lot, you notice this always comes back into the picture. Attention and validation with women, it's like the way a plant needs sunlight and water to live, to exist. It's the same thing with women and attention and validation. They can't function without it. And this chick has been overweight her whole life, or at least most of her adult life. Now she's looking better. She's thin. She's getting all that attention. And it was like a drug to her and made her lose it. But it's not an excuse for her actions. Notice he lost the weight. Women were probably checking him out. It didn't go to his head, right? She confessed it began before the elliptical machines incident, about a week before when I was changing clothes in the showers, and she was waiting for me outside. Baldy chatted her up, and he was flirty, and she couldn't believe that he'd come on to her. She cried when she told me this. I asked, is that what it takes for you to throw your morals and ethics away? A strong body and a bird brain. From that moment, I refer to Baldy as bird brain. That usually matches up with a lot of personal trainers and muscle dudes. She said she was really stupid and selfish, and that she gave me for granted. But she assures me that this was only physical, never emotional. Yeah, but it was emotional. Her emotions were engaged in the whole process, and being the attention and validation, it gave her that charge inside in her emotions, which then led to the physical. So I don't want to hear there was no emotions in the picture. She swears she said to him, she never said, I love you, and I'm the only owner of her heart and body. I beg to differ. That dude owned her body for 9 months. Please. She just doesn't want to be divorced. He says, I breathed and regained some composure. I told her it's been about 3 months since we had you know what, and the last time I could tell you weren't into it. I bet you were longing for bird brain. She says that's not true because according to her, she can't bear a life without me. Tough shit, honey. I said, I don't believe you. You had a good income. You could easily sustain a decent life with bird brain. She repeated she doesn't love him and he was just a toy. I called BS one more time and reminded her when I saw them in the mall. I'm going to copy this part. And he's going to say word for word what went down. He says, I saw you at the mall with him, hugging, kissing like when we were engaged. She was fidgeting. I'm so sorry. He then says, tell me the truth. You do love him. She shook her head. I liked how people stared at us, but I don't love him. I wouldn't believe a word she's saying. She's going to say whatever she has to say, lie through her teeth to get this guy to take her back. She doesn't want to go through the disgrace of being divorced and knowing, obviously, not having that, the resources that he provides, etc., etc. He says to her, it seems like you were the perfect couple, which would never happen with us, right? You love the attention, which you would never have had with a person like me. She says, please don't say that. He says, why not? It's true. It is. I don't perceive myself as an attractive man. I'm the kind of guy anybody wouldn't look twice. He didn't say that to her. He's saying that to us. She says, no, you are the man of my dreams. I only want to be with you. Bullshit. He says to her, if you love me so much, then why cheating? Why did he give you? What did he give you that I didn't? She couldn't answer the question. Of course not. I repeated again, and she covered her face with her hands and finally admitted she considered Birdbrain's body more attractive than mine. Another jab. It was something I expected, but damn, it hurt. Well, he had to know. I mean, this guy's overweight his whole life, and yeah, he lost weight. And obviously the personal trainer is really jacked and the six-pack and all that. I mean, yeah, of course, physically, she finds that body more attractive than his. Yeah, it was. He didn't want to hear it, but he knew it. She said, I swear that I had a moment of weakness and I hate myself for it. Moment of weakness? The affair lasted 9 months, at least to what he knew. That's a lot of moments of weakness. He said to her, one moment, I yelled again. That moment lasted 9 months. Crying again, it went out of control. Last line of defense, the waterworks. Every time. Your relationship, guys, be aware of that. Don't let the Niagara Falls coming out of her eyes cause you to go against your instincts to how to handle a bad situation if it ever would arise. He says to her, 9 months, 9 effing months of disrespect and lies. Tell me, how could I ever trust you again? Was Birdbrain the only one? What will happen when the next douchebag steps in front of you? You are very good at lying and hiding your cheating. Remember in the first episode, for you guys that saw that, he was on her about things not adding up, and she was twisting it around and making him out to be the bad guy here. She knew that he was on to her, but she tried to, mind F him. Now she looked desperate. I'm telling you the truth. I know you have no reason to believe me, but I've reflected. I've seen my life without you, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I cheated on you. I'm so sorry I lied. I'm so sorry your family hates me. This is all from her, of course. But most of all, I am so ashamed that I hurt you. I beg for your forgiveness. I'm here to come clean and fix things so we can be together again. Yeah, but she's not coming clean. She's telling she knows what she has an idea what he knows, so she'll acknowledge that, but she's not going to reveal other things. And you know darn well, there are other things that happened that she thought, that she felt, that she's not letting this guy know. A lot of tears fell from her face again. Shocker. Before D-Day, I'd give an arm to ease those tears, but today I only felt anger. I think D-Day should be a D-I-C-K day, because that's what it really was. Good. This guy needs to feel anger, because if he doesn't feel angry, he may cave and take her back, and then she'll then have even less respect for him for taking her back, and he could be in this situation easily 6 months to a year down the road. No matter how much even if she thinks and feels in this moment that she would never do such a thing again, and she'd be the perfect wife, and blah blah blah. You've all heard it on these stories I share or other channels. He says to her, I think you're not getting it. I can no longer trust you. I can't be your husband anymore. There is no way I can forget you in that room with him. You texted him the very same day I told you I was going to my parents, and you were ready to get rid of me. My God, Jane, half an hour after I left, he was inside you and raw, and you even let him finish inside. Why? Remember, guys, he walked in, and he caught him, recorded them. I mean, no guy's ever going to get that out of his head, actually seeing them getting it on. It's over. By this moment, I was crying too, and I forced her to answer. She looked defeated. She said it made Birdbrain more excited, and she liked it. And since she can't get pregnant, she thought it didn't matter. How about her husband catching something? I swallowed saliva because I felt a huge knot in my throat. With trembling voice, I asked, what else? I was fishing for more information. I didn't expect to hear what was coming. Jane couldn't see me in the eyes, and she looked down and said, he made me beg him to finish inside me. Remember, for the alphas and the guys whose attention and validation they want, they'll do anything. But for the guys who they see as a sure thing, they get the bare minimum in the bedroom. This was an uppercut to me. I couldn't speak for several minutes. This is when I hit rock bottom. We both cried, and Jane only said, forgive me, forgive me. She tried to grab my hand, but I removed it. Then she told me the first time Birdbrain finished inside was the first time she denied intimacy to me. She felt dirty and didn't want me to be tainted. Oh, well, how thoughtful of her. I felt disgusted. I almost threw up. She swears that when Birdbrain became more demanding and threatened to come and tell me everything because he thinks Jane belongs to him. I couldn't utter a word. I could still feel the knot in my throat. I wiped my tears with my sleeve. I used our sign language to tell her that her makeup was running. She went to the bathroom and I could catch my breath to calm down a little bit. Remember, he was with her for a long time and he did love her. So this is, even as angry as he is, he's going to have a roller coaster of emotions here. While she was away, I could confirm that there was no way I'd take her back. I'm so disgusted. I felt like I was gutted out. But also, I knew I needed to know this. I need to know how deep the rabbit hole goes. I don't want to carry this anger and confusion anymore. In time, this guy will be able to let it go, but he ain't going to let it go until he gets her out of his life. He agreed to this meeting. He has to say what he has to say, ask what he has to ask. But after this, done. When she came back from the bathroom, I told her I can't go on. I need space and time. No, you need infinite space and time. Let's make that clear. She said she understood. Before she left, she asked me if I will ever forgive her. I told her I don't know, but I appreciate her honesty. You didn't get the full picture. She hugged me. I didn't return the hug. She cried, and I could feel her tears wetting my neck. She swore in the name of my late father-in-law, who was her hero, she will never cheat on me again, and she has gone no contact with Birdbrain. She called him Birdbrain herself, and to devote her life to me and to our marriage. She even proposed to gain weight again, so I'd be sure she committed to me. Oh yeah, that's gonna make me feel better. You pork up again. Yeah, that's really gonna make my you-know-what get hard. I told her she's saying nonsense. We both made a big effort to lose the weight. But she says therapy just made her realize she's a narcissist and an attention junkie. I gave her a key copy of the condo to get her all her stuff. She finally left. Right there. She admits she's a narcissist and attention junkie. Well, that pretty much is the vast majority nowadays. I thought I'd cry a lot, but strangely, I had a feeling of relief. It feels like my mind is telling me, now you can move on. I lay down and reflected a lot. I even skipped a meal. In my mind, I already accepted the love of my life is gone. I guess I got my closure. Yes, bro, I think you did. And now it is time, not that he sees this, but you never know. Now is the time. That's it. Move forward with the divorce. You agreed to let her talk. She talked. How much of the truth you got, Lord knows. But I'm willing to bet a lot of money I have. You didn't get the full picture. But you know what? Okay. He agreed to it. He heard what he had to hear. He said he felt a sigh of relief. That's a sign of moving on. Now is time to move on. Go through the divorce, and that's it. She's out of the picture. And the only way he's going to really heal completely, and it ain't going to happen overnight, because I think he was married to her like 11 years. It's going to take years for him to heal, to get over her, even though she's not the person he thought he loved, but also the fact to move on from this whole betrayal and all that. It's going to take years. And he ain't going to do that if he keeps seeing her or hearing from her all the time. So that's it. Divorce, move on, end of story. And if she won't take no for an answer, well, there are legal maneuvers to make that happen. But I'm sure he doesn't want that. And in no way, shape, or form, even in a moment of weakness and feeling lonely or desperate, can he take her back. Because he takes her back, it's going to be the same shit all over again down the road. It may not be for 5 years or 10 years, but it'll happen again. Because people will go back to the same habits. And people generally don't change. I say generally. But human nature, that I say, doesn't change. And her instinct to not respect him if he took her back would take over. And he could have the same bullshit down the road. And even if she didn't cheat, she'd probably treat him like shit eventually. So, all right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below and let me know what you think about this. I don't know if this will be the last update. We'll see. I keep an eye out for these things. Usually I had 5 guys send me this story overnight, so I appreciate that. Again, all you guys that keep an eye out for, I've done so many videos and so many stories, it's impossible for me to keep track to see if they're updates. So if you guys ever see updates to popular stories I do, send me the link, and that way then I can crank these things out, give you guys updates, and therefore, of course, have more videos out there which you guys enjoy seeing. So definitely send it my way, and I appreciate you doing so. But anyhow, guys, also, if you come across new good stories like to share, things that'd be good for the channel, again, by all means, email me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. Again, not every story is going to make the cut, but if they're really good ones, I'll definitely cover it eventually. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.